Alrighty, traders. Alrighty. Welcome to today's live stream. I'm so excited to be here with you today. Today, I'm going to be walking you through the 4 steps to creating the perfect trading plan or trading setup, whatever you really want to call it there. So that's what I'll be walking you through today. And I hope that this really gives you some guidance on how to view the market, how to think about the market, and how to, basically trade the market there. Let me get straight into it now. Let's make sure everything's working on my end here. Alrighty, fantastic. Everything seems to be working here on my end. So, all right, looks like everything is. All right, so I'm going to walk you through the 4 steps, guys, to creating the perfect trading plan or the perfect trading setup to really help you, give you some guidance around the markets and give you some guidance around about how to think about your trading and how to approach your trading and so on and so forth. It's really, really, really important to know this sort of stuff when you are trading the markets. So before I do start, guys, let me make sure I start off with the typical disclaimer. Let me just bring this up now. Alrighty. Let me get straight into it now, guys. And here we go. All right, guys, do not place a trade based on what you're seeing in this session today, because trading is risky and it can cause substantial financial loss. There is no guarantees of making money in the markets, and trading does take you a long time to become a really good trader. So be smart about the way that you're trading. Alrighty, guys, so let's get straight into it right now. Also, guys, I've had a lot of requests for a one-on-one coaching call with me personally. I've continued to say no for that because I think it takes a long time to become a good trader. But what I'm doing now, just for 10 people only, is I'm going to be doing a 1-hour coaching call with you to help you get yourself back on track. So if you'd like my help personally, then there should be a link in the description. Click on that. It's only for the first 10 people only, then I'm shutting it down. Let me now get straight into today's session. So one thing I want to talk about today, guys, is the 4 steps for you for creating the perfect trading plan. Now, the first thing that I want you to understand about the trading plan and trading the markets and how to get ahead in the markets and so on and so forth, the one thing I want you to really grasp and really think about your trading is this, okay? I was talking to a guy just recently about this on a call just recently, and I'm going to bring this up here for a minute. Now, one thing that he said to me, we're talking on the phone, and he said, John, what is the very first thing we talked, or one of the things we talked about was, and what a lot of people asked me was, what's the recommended trading account that I need to trade the market with? And I said to him that's the wrong question you need to ask yourself. And I said, because the better trader you are, it doesn't matter what trading account size you have. Just because you have $100,000 trading account doesn't mean you can make more money. So I said to him, does it make sense? And so I also said to him that one of the biggest myths out there that stops traders from doing really well in the markets is, indeed, they think that more trading equals more income. More trading equals more income. So a lot of people say, okay, so I said to this particular individual, I said, tell me which one, what sort of, if you had a trading setup, okay, and this trading setup only gave you 2 trades per month with a 90% success rate, or this is trading setup A, and trading setup B, this one gave you 12 trades per month with a 70% win-loss ratio. Which one would you prefer? Now, he's been watching my videos, so he said, John, I do A. And I'm like, good man. But what I found with most traders out there, where they completely go wrong with trading the markets, is they want a lot of trades to get to protect. They think more trading equals more income. And where a lot of people go wrong when it comes to their trading is that they think, okay, well, I've got more trades right now, I'm going to make more income in the markets, and that's going to help me move forward, which is completely wrong thinking. And the reason why is because I don't know about you, but for me, I can't handle too many losses in a row. Doesn't matter how successful I've been in the past. If I have too many losses in a row, then that's going to hurt my confidence in the markets. It's just going to happen, right? We all know that. With a 70% win-loss ratio, we know that you can have 2, 3, or even 4 losers in a row and it be normal. Now, one thing that I've noticed by being mentored by 7-figure traders is that they have so much confidence in their plan that they're willing to put a lot of money on per trade with good risk management, but a lot of money on per trade because they know most of the trades that they take are going to do really, really well. And if they don't, they're going to have a small loss and they're going to move on. And so that's where I say to a lot of the traders that I coach, I'm like, this is the path for you to truly move forward in this is actually less trades equals more income. Because I guarantee you, like for example, as I'm doing this session for you, last month, I actually asked on a live session, I asked, how did everyone go this month for last month? And everyone said that they actually had a bad month because of the volatility in the markets. Market's been screaming down and the market's going up. And someone said, oh, I'm down almost 6% on my account, but that's just normal. And you know, and a lot of people saying that you know, they've been, and so most of the traders said they actually had a down month. And I said to him, then I said to him that my trading plan for the very first 2 weeks had 0 trades. Then just after 2 weeks, I had 1 trade, and that was it. And that was a successful trade. And then at the end of the 4 weeks, which was obviously the month there, I had another 3 trades, and they were all successful. So by me patiently waiting for a very high quality setup and trading not much. Now, I might have only had 1 trade for the month, but I guarantee you by me only taking that 1 trade for that month, which is what I'm supposed to be doing, I guarantee you that now I'm way ahead than for the person trying to trade every single day. And if you look at your life as, say, over the next 12 months, and we know this, if you've been trading the markets for a while, you know this for yourself, right? That if you just slow down and be patient and just take only those really good quality setups and not try to force and rush things just naturally unfold. And if there's no trades for a whole week or for a whole month, then you don't do anything. This is the thing that stops you from moving forward in the market. You think you need to be involved with every single day. You think you need to be trading every single day to get ahead in the markets. And I'm telling you right now that people who are trying to trade every single day in the markets are very emotional. And when they're very emotional, like trading systems, like trading, you know, the trading system B here, like they're very emotional, right? They're very emotional. So therefore, guess what? Even with a 70% win-loss ratio, I guarantee because you're trading a lot, you're going to be very emotional. Now, even the wins, some of them you're not going to take because you don't have confidence to take the next trade, and that's going to be winning. And even when you do take a trade, you're going to be very, very nervous to get out when you shouldn't, and it's going to be all over the place. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? So the path to successful trading, the very first thing I want to talk about with creating a successful trading plan is all about knowing how the path to successful trading long term. And it's not taking more trades. It's never, ever taking more trades. I guarantee you that I only can take one trade a month only. Even if I have to watch the market 10 hours a day if I have to. But I only taking 1 trade a month, and I have to wait the market 10 hours a day. If I take that 1 trade for the month, over the 12-month period, I guarantee you I'd whip most traders' butt who are trading 15, 20, 30 times a month. Why? Because I'm not emotional. And when you're not emotional and you're calm and you're like, this is it here, and you're centered, you're not trying to force things, and things just naturally unfold for, you know, not only just for you, right, but for your life as well too. And you know what I'm talking about, right? Like this is exactly what you know what you should be focusing on to truly get ahead in the markets, guys. Please. And I'm driving home this point so much because this is the biggest thing that stops you from getting ahead in the markets. Is you think you've got to be trading. You think, oh well, and this whole thing is that, you know, if the market takes off, the market has a big move, then you missed out on it. And then suddenly you start to kick yourself, well, maybe I should have got into it. Did I miss something and all this sort of stuff? And now you're trying to get back in, like, for example, a lot of people did with Bitcoin. where the market went up a lot at 20,000 and it pulled back to 6,000. Then they tried to buy it and then went down to 3,000. You know, same with the natural gas. It's like they're getting in based on a wish or a hope. And this is never, ever, ever a good idea. So if you are trading the markets and you truly want to get ahead in the markets long term, then slow down. Only take the best of the best setups in the markets. Only take the best setups in the markets. Now, that's step number one to creating what I call the perfect trading plan. Step number one is doing that. Let's actually move on to here now to step number two here. Now, step number two is this. In your trading plan, okay, you need to know really two things to creating what we call a perfect trading setup. You need to know what the setup looks like. Now, if you go back to some of my old sessions, I talked about a setup in the market, and you need to know exactly what the entry bar looks like. And then you need to know how you're going to exit that trade. How are you going to exit that trade? So you need to know the setup, and then you need to know what sort of exact entry are you looking for and how you're going to exit the trade. And so by you doing that, you need to know up front that exactly what you're looking for on a chart. See, what a lot of traders do is they say, John, I'm trading the markets 10 hours a day. I'm like, okay, what are you looking for? Well, I'm just looking for a good time to enter. But what does that look like? Oh, just when I feel like it's a good idea or what I think it's a good idea. It's like, no, that's completely wrong. This is not that's not the perfect time to be getting into the market. So you need to be understanding, of doing this and this setup here. Now, this setup, obviously, it's a trading plan, right? It's a trading setup. And again, if you go back to my last couple of sessions, I basically walked you through a simple trading setup that if you just follow it, you'll be successful. It's just going to happen. So, and it's not the trading system, right? I gave you a successful trading system before. It's not the trading system you have to worry about. It's number three here. Now, what is number three? It's consistency, discipline, and patience. Hear me out here, guys. Hear me out here. I said to a guy just recently on the phone, I said, listen, it doesn't matter what trading plan, doesn't matter what market you are trading. The most important thing the very first thing you need to ask yourself is, what can I consistently do? What can I consistently do day in and day out? Now, I'm going to trade the Forex market for 10 hours today, and then I'm not going to trade it tomorrow, and then the next time I'm going to trade for 3 hours, and next time, no. Consistency is the key for long-term success. What can you consistently do? So some people say to me, so John, I want to trade the Forex market, but I only can trade an hour a day. Well, that's the wrong market to trade. If you only can trade an hour a day, I recommend looking at the stock market, doing some scans on the daily charts, and then just going through that, and then wait for some trades. Well, John, I only can dedicate 4 hours per day to the markets. Okay. Well, I recommend trading from this is Sydney time. This is whatever it is for you. If you want to trade the futures market, then trade a block of time that suits the most volatile time. So if you can trade only 4 hours a day, and you could trade maybe you can trade the first hour or the first couple of hours of the market open. And if that's the case, then use your trading setup, but apply it to a small time frame chart. So I said to him, consistency is the most important part. Consistency is the most important part of you moving forward in a big, big, big way there. If you can't be consistent, then you're not going to get consistent results. Make sense? Most people say, John, I want to get consistent results in my market. And I said, are you consistent at trading a plan? He's like, I don't have a trading plan. Well, that's where you need to start. Or a trading setup. Right? That's where you need to start. You start with the trading setup, then you have to be consistent at trading that trading setup to then get consistent results in the markets. Makes sense, right? Then you're disciplined to take that. And then the biggest one here is your patience. Like, this is one of the biggest things that stops most traders from getting, and they get kicked in the markets. Guys, I have the t-shirt so many times for this. And that's the reason why I think so much pain now to taking shit trades. I really, really do. Because it's just like, man, how many times can I take shit trades and get kicked in the guts by thinking I'm going to make a lot of money and trying to force and rush things? And all I do is only go backwards. So that's basically what's actually happened to me, or that's what happened in the past by taking shit trades. So being patient, I guarantee, and as I said before over here, that I guarantee you by having only 2 trades for the month with a 90% success rate is going to whip anyone's butt who's taking 12 trades per month with a 70% success rate. 70% success rate, more trades equals more emotion, equals more mistakes, and it's just, now you're probably going to turn that into a 50-50 win-loss ratio by the time you finish with, by the time you say take a basket of 20 trades as an example. So that's the next thing you need to focus on. And the fourth thing that you need to focus on is you need to trade in an amount. Okay, so trade in an amount. This is so critical. Trade an amount where the wins are not exciting you and the losses are not hurting you. We need to be able to be trading an amount where we can stay balanced. And we're not trying to make a lot of money really, really quickly. We're trading an amount. We're trading an amount that if we get into the trade right now, the reason why this is so important, because I guarantee you this, all right? Let's just say, for example, you take 2 people with a $10,000 trading account. And one person is now starting to trade $3,000 per trade because they want to make a lot of money. Really, they trade the exact same system, the exact same plan, right? And let's just actually do this over here. So let's actually delete this over here, right? So what do we have here? So we have person A, all right? So person A and then person B. Person A is trading the exact same plan, exact same setup, the exact same everything. But he's trading 30% of his trading account because he wants to make a lot of money really, really quickly. And person B is only trading 5% of his trading account. Now, hear me out here. Person A is going to be so much more emotional, right? Because like, oh, I can't have a losing trade. I can't have a losing trade. I can't have a losing trade. And so therefore, that's what they're focusing on. So therefore, they're probably likely to get out really, really quickly when if they're fearful of losing money. They're probably not likely to give the trade. Sometimes when you get into a trade, it needs a bit of time for it to start to work on, right? It might go sideways for a while, then continue on and so on and so forth. Person A is going to be so much more emotional because that they're not trading in an amount where the wins are not exciting them and the losses not hurting them. So therefore, they're likely to make so much more mistakes. And let's just say, for example, you had 2 trades here, all right, trade 1 and trade 2. Let's say, for example, trade 1 gave you 100% return. Let's just say we're using options here as an example, 100% return. And trade 2 gave you, call it a 70% return. All right, a 70% return. Okay, so what happened with person A? Person A might have, because he was so scared, because he got into trade number 1 that did 100% return, but initially it went against him just a little bit. But the plan said stay in. He got so scared because he didn't want to lose money. He got out with a 20% loss, where this one here said, no, my plan says stay in. And it ran on for 100% profit. So this person here is down 20%, not on his trading count on the position size, but where trader B now is now up 100%. And now, because he's kicking himself, it's like, oh, I knew that was going to happen. Right? We've been there before, haven't we? It's like you get out. As soon as you get out, then it runs off a profit. It's like someone was watching you. it's just human behavior, right? And then what happens? And then trade number 2, A takes trade number 2. It goes against him. He holds on. Then it goes from a little bit. He gets out with like a 20% profit because he's like, I don't want to take a loss. I don't want to take a loss. I took a loss last time and it went against me. And any profit would be good right now. And he takes the 20% profit, but the plan said stay in. And then now this one here made a 70% profit. So person A trading 5% of his account made 100%. So his account's up 5%. And then his account's up 5%. And then it did another 5%. So all in all, the traders B, his account is now up 10%. Or actually a bit over that, probably, what's that? 12%, roughly 12% with that brokerage there. And trader A is now probably at maybe break even. Why? Because it's the amount. It's not more is not more in the market. So more trading doesn't equal more income, and trading more of your account doesn't equal more income. Now, the flip side is this. Once you start to get really, 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 really confident through time and repetition in the markets, and being consistent and disciplined and patient at trading your setup, and you can start to have, and you start to see that you're getting a 90% win-loss ratio through here, 90% win-loss ratio. What happens is now your confidence starts to grow, and now instead of you trading 5%, yes, you can go to 20% because you've proven yourself over many months that you can be consistent, disciplined, and patient, and most of these trades work out. And now with a 20% of your account on any given one trade, obviously that's not at risk, right? You probably have you'd probably be a lot less risk with that's your investment. Now you're at the stage where you can start to really get some exponential growth in the markets there. So this is what we call like a trading plan here. This is the four steps you must follow when trading, completing like a trading plan on how to see the markets. Firstly, more is not more. More trading equals more emotions, equals more mistakes, equals more you just going backwards. You know, double upping and all that sort of stuff. Secondly, you must know exactly what the setup looks like, what the entry looks like, and how you're going to exit it every single time. They should be the exact same every time. Thirdly, once you've done that, then you need to know exactly, then you need to be consistent at trading your setup. Every single day you need to be consistent. If you cannot be consistent, then you need to trade a time that you can be consistent at every single day. Discipline and patience in waiting for your setup that you know works most of the time. And then fourth is that you need to trade an amount where the wins are not exciting you and the losses are not hurting you. You do these four things here, guys. You do these four things here, and I promise you, then this is how you start to create what I call the perfect trading plan to help you start moving forward in a big, big way there. So that's today's session, guys. That's today's session for you. I hope that you really enjoyed today's session, and I hope that this really helped you out. What I'm going to do right now, guys, if you have any questions, then put them in the chat box, and then I'll be gladly to answer them and help you out. As I'm doing that, guys, once again, I've had so many people asking me for a one-on-one coaching call with me. I don't normally do one-on-one coaching call because it takes you a long time to really get ahead on understanding these things that I'm talking about here. But if you want a one-on-one coaching call from me to help you start to develop a plan, to help you start to get ahead in the markets, and for me to be able to recognize and understand on the coaching call, I'll help you understand where you're going wrong, what you need to do, start developing a plan, and help you start moving forward in a big way. Again, I'm only doing that for 10 people only, then I'm shutting it down. I don't want to do too many people there for an hour coaching call with me. So put the questions in the chat box, guys, and then I will answer them for you. Alrighty. So, John Wayne. Is it the original John Wayne? Great to see you, my man. My father-in-law, my ex-father-in-law, shall I say, absolutely loved you. Maybe it's not the same John Wayne. Just bought the course. Thank you. No problem, Jamie. No problem. The trading course, guys, by the way, that trading course is just an introduction to get you on the right foot, okay? Understanding the biggest mistakes that you're making, understanding how to read the charts properly, some simple trading setups to help you there. And yeah, stuff like that. So it's not meant to, it's not the, you know, my private coaching that I do, that I have, that's more intense there as well too. So, but that's more, that sale that I'm giving is more like a trading course just to get you on the right foot in these markets. Your entire course is on for sale for 27, right? That's that particular trading course, yeah. But I'm closing that down soon. So, yeah. John Wayne. Yes. Oh, that's funny. Seven-figure profitable traders do not revenge trade, gamble, have to trade every day. They control their trade. They control the trade, and the trade doesn't control them. Yeah, A+++ setups only with a specific set of rules or no trade. Exactly right. Exactly right. Once again, guys, like if I showed you, and I'm not joking, if I showed you my entire trades, like I took a trade just recently, and it was like, it's just every single trade meets the exact same rules and they look almost identical to each other. That's how you need to set up. That's how you need to trade. Bernard, can you comment on the VIX? Thank you very much. What's your question about the VIX? What do you actually want me to tell you about the VIX? The VIX is a direct correlation to the actual stock market. If the stock market keeps going up, the VIX is going to stay low. If you're trading the VIX and hoping for a spike, a big spike, because you think the stock market's going to crash, then you are doing wrong. You're doing the biggest mistake out there because you're trading based on what you hope is going to happen. There's no rule. Guys, you know, Bernard, I used to trade the VIX that way. I used to buy so many call options. Like I'm telling you, like I'm not joking around now, like 6 figures worth of call options on that thing. Everything, all of them expired, worthless. I was such an idiot when I was trading them. Like that was many, many years ago now when I did that. But if you're thinking like I was thinking, then don't go down that same road. Yeah, it can be a big mistake for you. So yeah, Bernard, let me know what you're thinking. What you're thinking about the VIX there. How do you identify an exit strategy? Well, the exit strategy is based on, again, it's based on the plan that whatever you are trading. And then it's just based on, and that's where, like, guys, you have to invest. You have to invest. If you're looking for someone to coach you, like for example, with me, people come to me and I let people into my coaching program. I teach you exactly what to look for in a good setup. And I teach you exactly how to exit the trades and so on and so forth. It's just based on that. Like, and you've got to, it's just, whenever you get into the trade, then you need to, and if you're developing yourself, you need to know exactly, when you're getting in and then exactly what you're using to get out. And if you are developing your pro trading setup based on some fad, some indicator or some of that, then you're doing the wrong thing. 90+% of your system, maybe 95% plus of your system must come from the chart itself. The thing that you're looking at right now with everything written on it. What if I only can trade for an hour a day? Will you be able to help me out? John Wayne, if you're part of my coaching program, then yeah, sure, I'll be able to help you out, because then I will find out exactly what hour you can trade, what you can trade consistently, and then I will personally, I'll personally tell you, okay, well, what I think is best for you is to trade this way. Now, with my trading system, I'll tell you, okay, trade this trading system, but then trade this time frames and these setups, or this time frame in this market here for the most important thing there. So that's what I would do. But I need to probably have to sit down with you and see where you're at right now, where your situation is. So book a coaching call with me, John Wayne. And when you do that, I'll hop on for an hour and I'll be able to see exactly where you're at financially, what you're trying to achieve, and all that sort of stuff. And then when you do that, I'll be able to help you start to develop some sort of plan on what markets to focus on and how to get the most out of that hour. Because it might be the futures market at the time, or it might be the stock market. There's a bunch of things out there. So I have many private coaching clients that only can trade an hour a day. And then I have some coaching clients that can trade 3 or 4 hours a day. So I tell them, okay, if you're trading that, let's split it up. This first hour, you need to try to focus here, and that's it. And in the last 3 hours, let's focus on this section here, and so on and so forth, to get the most reward out of what you're doing. Do you have a scan for stocks in the time phase or refueling? Alphafist, no. It's called doing your job and sitting down and going and analyzing the markets. Analyze, go up chart after chart after chart, a chart after chart after chart, a chart after chart after chart. And then just scanning through them all and seeing what's actually happening there. So no, your job as a trader is to put the work in. I'm telling you right now, guys, I'm not joking. I will trade sometimes 6 to sometimes 8 hours a day, and I won't take a trade for a few weeks. So what I'm trying to tell you there, guys, is that you may see one successful trade, but you don't see all the hours that are put in waiting, consistently doing the analysis and so on and so forth behind the scenes, which is consistency there. Yeah. So off of this, you just actually have to You just have to do that. Exit strategies are trend lines or previous support and resistance areas, in my opinion. Okay, Orpheus. Okay. The thing is this, okay? If that works for you, Orpheus, and you need to be honest with yourself, and you know that works for you long term, whatever strategy you are trading, then keep doing that, my man. That's all it is. Just keep doing that. But if it's not consistent and you're not confident, then you need to be honest with yourself. Let's bought an ETF that tracks the VIX on Friday, and I'm uncomfortable with that position. Why did you take it for when you're uncomfortable with it? Now you're getting in based on, and Bernard, you've been watching my sessions for a while now. What do I always say, Bernard? Never trade based on what? Come on, guys. For you guys have been watching me, I always say, never trade based on what you. Let's see who's been listening. Let's see who's been listening in the chat box there. Because Bernard, you're doing exactly that. You're trading based on. Very good, guys. Very good. Never trade based on what you think, hope, or fear, or feel. Yeah. So it sound exactly. So you did that. You did just that, Bernard. You got into something based on what you think is a good idea or what you hope was a good idea. It's like there is no think or hope, guys, in trading. If you are, you're gambling and you're going down the wrong path so much. You really are going down the wrong path so much. With my trading setup, guys, like there was a trade that I recently took. And I'll share this with you. This was actually with for my private clients as well that I shared with them. Let me show you this. Where was it? All right. So here was a trade that I recently took just recently. This was actually, it was a short-term trade. It wasn't a long-term trade. But what you're looking at right now, guys, what you're looking at, can you see that? Oh, there you go. Yeah. So what you're looking at right now was a trade that I took. All right. I entered on this breakout bar on the downside. And then I had because this was a short-term trade. Now, I'm not going to get into the details. I have the exact, for me personally, I have the exact same trading setup, but depending on where it's at that time, it's either a short-term trade where I'm expecting just a short-term move or a long-term trade where I'm expecting some sort of long-term move. And this was a short-term trade. So I got in on the close of this breakout bar here. And then my target was just below this 109.84. That was my target. Two bars later, which was a 2-minute chart. That was my trade there. But guys, there was no thinking or hoping or anything with this setup. Like it was just like, hey, this met the rules. It's a trade for me. There is no think or hoping with this. Again, this was actually trade USDJ 2-minute trade that I took recently. So once again, there is no thinking or hoping or this or that. So that was obviously a short-term trade. And then you have things like there's like a longer-term style of trade where I'm going to let it run. Instead of having like a short-term profit target, I'm going to actually let it run, which is something like, let's see, was it this one here? No, not that one. Not that one. Where are we here? All right. So something like, even if I did something like for example, like this one here, this NQ trade that I took last month, right? So this is an NQ trade, right? This is the breakout bar that I got in on right here. And I knew based on the setup that this actually had the potential to be quite a big move. So I used a scaling out technique. Sorry, no, as the market went up, I moved my stop up to protect my profit. And that's what I do with those trades. I don't scale out or scale in. I just get in and do that. But then I knew that based on this setup here, this actually wasn't likely to be a short, meaning like being it for a very short term, like I was with that other trade. That other trade, I was only in it for literally like it was 2 bars, 4 minutes, and then boom, out. But this one here gave me a bit more of a longer term trade. So that's basically, but again, guys, there is no think, hope, or fear with my setups. It's like, okay, beautiful. Look at this. Step 1, do we have this? Yes. It's 4 rules that I'm focusing on. And once I have those 4 rules, then that's basically what I'm looking for. Once those 4 rules are met, then that's all I need to worry about. That's all I need to focus on. Is just those 4 rules. If I do that every time, I'm going to do really well. So, and guys, if you do need help with, with you getting your shit sorted, so to speak, and you like what you see here, then go to that page, guys, and book a coaching call with me, and then I'll get on the phone with you for an hour, and I'll really sort what's going out for you. I'll find out exactly where you're at right now, what you're trying to achieve, what's stopping you, what's holding you back, what's your belief systems, all these things, because, guys, I've been through it all. I really, really have. And that's why I can share with you all this sort of stuff, because for me personally, trading is my number one thing. And by being mentored by, I believe, one of the most successful private traders going around on the planet, I really do believe that, multiple 7-figure private trader. He's not in the public eye at all. And I've signed an NDA. I can't even say his name. That I can help you. So 1 hour conversation with me, guys, I'll get you right on track. So make sure you go book that coaching call, and I'll speak to you for an hour to get you on track there. Some figure traders take less than 10 trades per year, in my opinion. Yeah. If you look at who's that guy? What was his name? The guy that created the Davos box. No, we'll forget him. Just look at Gann. Okay, look at Gann. I think it was Gann as an example. Or maybe it was the guy. Gann. If I look at Gann, or if you look at so it's the guy who created the Davos box. What was his name? I'm trying to look it up on YouTube right now. I mean Google. Nicholas Davos. That's it, Nicholas Davos. So if you look at him, right, I'm pretty sure from his story that he only traded on average once a month. But he waited for those setups and then he traded. It was so critical. And that's one thing I noticed. Like, I've been mentored, for me personally, I've been mentored by 2 7-figure traders. And that's one of the biggest things I learned from them, is that they'll wait and wait and wait until their setup appears. And then it's just like, there's no longer like hoping that this is going to work out for the rest of your life. It's just like, it's just a matter of time. And once you know that, guys, once you start to develop your confidence in your system, your plan, you're like, I'm never, ever, ever going to have to start for the rest of my life ever again. And this is such a good feeling. All I have to do is continue to be consistent, disciplined, and patient with my trading plan, and I'll do well. That's why when people come to me and they say, John, I want to join your coaching program where you teach me a trading system, and then basically I coach you every single week. That's for the entire year. And it's like, to me, it's like, it's not a matter of if you'll be successful. It's a matter of when you're successful. Because if you follow what I teach you, you're going to do well, period. Now, it may take you a good few months, maybe 2 or 3 months to start really, really, really getting going with that. Yeah, that may happen. But you know what? It's once you start to see it again and again and again and again and again, literally hundreds and thousands of times, that one setup working again and again and again, that's where that internal confidence comes from. That's where I'm so confident that it doesn't matter where people are at or what they're doing with their plan. If you let me coach you and you listen to me and you actually start to and you actually start to apply what I teach you, and you personally get better and better and better at trading the perfect setup, and you wait and you're consistent and all sort of stuff, you too can do really, really well. It's just a matter of time, guys. It really is. Which candle timeframes do you recommend for identifying breakouts? That's actually the wrong question, because the thing is this, is that for me, it's not about what time frame. It's like whatever time frame my setup appears. I'm not just looking for any breakout, by the way, Zophis. It's not any breakout. I have a 4 to 5 step trading setup trading plan that I need to follow. It's not just a any breakout candle. That's just crazy. But I'm still looking for my setup. So if I'm trading a 2-minute chart and I'm sitting there for 3 hours watching the 2-minute chart unfold, and then I see the setup, well, then I'm going to trade that. If I'm trading a daily chart and I see a good trade on a daily chart, well, I'm going to trade that. It's the same setup across all the markets, across all time frames. When a trader gets enough screen time and is profitable, then start to size in my opinion. Exactly right, Office. Exactly. That's exactly what's happened with me personally. After the years of doing really, really well and being so confident now because I've seen this so many times. And from that, now I've been confident now to increase my position sizes. Therefore, I don't need to trade a lot. But yeah, but that's actually what I found with both my 7-figure traders is that they start with say 5% of their account, but then they work it up to say a lot more than that, 20% of their account and more. Now I'm not telling you should do that, but that's only after a long time of you doing really well. What moving averages do you use? Just one or two, but I use them for a reason. One is a 52 and the other one is a 9. Nothing special about those numbers. It could be a 60 and a 10. It really is nothing special. I just use them to gauge where momentum is at that time. So if I have the 52 pointing in a direction, then I know that momentum is strong in that direction there. That's all. It's very, very simple. But I use a bit more of a longer term, say 52, and then I use a short term such as a 9 to help me out with that. Could you tell me your thoughts on ABBV? I'm in a put and I'm confused, but it keeps going up. Short term. John Wayne. Once again, my man, you are trading the wrong way, my man. You are just continuing to go backwards. You're digging yourself into a big hole. Now you're getting into something that you thought or hoped was a good idea, and it's going backwards. Should I be out? Should I stay in? Should I be out? Should I stay in? Every successful trader knows exactly. Like when I get into a trade, I know exactly where I'm getting out. If it gets to here, I'm getting out for a loss, or this is how I'm going to manage it for a profit. So, John, you just need to get out of your positions and flatten out, and then basically get your shit sorted before you start to move forward. Otherwise, you're just digging yourself into a big, massive hole. You really are. Because as I said before, every time I get into a trade, I know exactly the setup I'm looking for. And if it goes against me, this is when I'm getting out for a loss. I know exactly where I'm getting out. I know my maximum risk on the trade. I know exactly where I'm getting out. There's no yeah. I know exactly how I'm going to manage it. All that sort of stuff. There is no thought or hope or anything like that. So no matter what I say, John, it's even no matter what I say about ABBV, whether I say it's likely to go down or likely to go up, then that's no good to you at all for you long term. You just need to start to follow some things that I talked about in this session. I'm into my 2nd year live trading and I'm still not confident enough to size up. Netron 101. That's because you haven't been focusing on one proven trading setup and getting so good at that. So good at that one trading setup that you know that it works most of the time. Once you start to get to that place, then after say 12 months or so, then you'll be able to be in a position to start to size up. Yeah. Hey, John, hope you are well. Can you have a quick look at CCJ? What do you want me to look at it for, Nick? Yeah. Yeah, and that's where so many traders are jumping from system to system to system to system, trying to find the perfect system, and it's just it's not a right way to go. It really isn't. Potential breakout. Well, for me personally, Nick, I don't see anything here that meets my trading plan. What I have. So I just see that the market's going up right now. It's not really. There's nothing there. So what I think about this market, Nick, is there is no thought about this. There really isn't. My question is, when I'm trading my system, does it meet my trading setup? And there's not even a setup here. Even if we had this big up candle here, I don't have my setup. There's two things that's so important to a trading plan. A setup, meaning what actually happens before the entry candle. Then you need to know exactly what the entry candle looks like. They're the two things you need to know in your trading plan or in your trading setup. There's a setup of what it looks like, say the pattern, and then what does the entry bar look like? There's not even a setup here. And then it's not even a real breakout. Like if I'm looking at this here, and I draw my support and resistance line, it's not even a real breakout. Like it's right at this resistance level. No wonder it failed. So it's not even a true breakout. So again, for me personally, there's not even a setup. That's why it's so important for you guys to understand. You need to know exactly what you're looking for on the charts. What is your setup and what does the entry bar look like? If you don't, then you need to, put your hands in your pocket and start to invest in the people that you believe in, whether it's me or someone else, and start to learn their trading system and then get so good at their trading system. Now, I believe my system is the number one trading system, and I know it is. After 15 years, it's nothing, it's the highest probability trading system on the planet. Not the most trades on the planet. No, the highest probability trades on the planet. Yeah. When a trader gets the aha moments, it's a beautiful thing. Coaching is a must if unprofitable market. Exactly right. Oh, exactly right. I agree. Learn to prosper. Yep, cool. All successful traders have spent numerous hours to be profitable. Exactly right. Exactly right. So guys, guys, once again, if you really need to get your shit sorted out and you really need to get it sorted out, then should be a link in the description. Go book a coaching call with me personally. I'll spend an hour with you figuring out exactly where you're going wrong, what your belief systems are, what you need to focus on to keep moving forward and to do all that sort of stuff. And I'll be able to help you out from there. So anyway, guys, that's it for me today. Hope you enjoyed today's session. Follow these steps, guys. You too can do really, really, really well. You need to start to work on the exact steps to start to actually help you make the progress you want. So have a great day, guys.